Hello and welcome back, YouTube. It is Monday, March 13th, 2023, 6:16 p.m. And I'm headed to another thrilling day of work at Amazon. And you may notice that my video is clearer today as I head into the sun, and it all just goes to shit. It should look clearer and less twitchy, and of course I can't see jack shit because I'm heading straight into the sun. Oh yeah, hitting that time of the year where going to work means driving into the sun, which also means driving home is going to involve driving into the sun. I don't like that. But hey, on the bright side, I'm looking at Google Traffic View on my iPhone, and it looks like I don't have to deal with much traffic on the way to work, so that's going to be nice. Looks like I'm going to have a little bit of congestion between 32nd Street and the short stack, and other than that, pretty much smooth sailing all the way. I know it looks a little nasty where the 202 rejoins with the 10, so I might duck off at 67th Avenue. This is the first time in a long time I've had the option of looking at traffic on one screen and shooting video with another one. And dude's jogging girlfriend was pretty fine. Wonder what it's like to have a girlfriend that jogs. How cool is that? Anyway. Anyway, sorry, just thinking not very nice thoughts about the so-called girlfriend. But I'll try to keep that out of my mind on the way to work, because I have certainly better things to think about. So this first time I've been doing this, I have two functional screens with functional internet access, so I can look at the traffic on one and shoot video with the other. Not that I need internet access to shoot video, but yeah, the other Obamaphone has been so dysfunctional for so long that I couldn't even shoot video with it. Oh, and its screen has stopped working again, by the way. I had a few days where I could log into it and use it, and granted it looked terrible. It was kind of hard to make out what it said on the screen, but at least I could log into it and use it, sort of. But yeah, it's not letting me log into it again. And from what I can tell, what's going on with it, I thought it was an issue of it not sensing my touch whatsoever, and what it is an issue of it sensing touch at places where I'm not touching it, because I can get the screen to kind of twitch and stuff. It's an issue of it sensing touch at places where I'm not touching it, and it sort of overriding and canceling out where I am touching it. Wow, there is a homeless person camped out between that little underground canal fixture right there. Almost didn't see him. Like a little umbrella or something he's got. He's camped out underneath it, or possibly she. More likely he. Anyway, so that's what's up with the screen on that. Not like I really need that. I did succeed in. Oh, that reminds me, I've got my freaking adapter I bought the other day at Target for $10. STK. Oh my God, that's blinding! Holy shit! Oh damn! Well, it's a good thing the traffic's not so bad today, because this sucks. Oh yeah, it's gonna be. As I recall, I get a couple months of this. my schedule lines up with driving into the sunset going to work and driving into the sunrise going home. And I suppose I have the option of switching up my schedule and heading out to work earlier and just kind of killing time over near work before work. The problem with that is the earlier I leave, the worse the traffic is. I much prefer driving in darkness. Oh, there's a random bumper on the side of the road. That's classy. Of course, I also have the option to go in late and put PTO on it, but I'm trying to be a little more frugal. Trying to be frugal with my PTO so that I can use it when I really need it, such as days like yesterday when I just straight up oversleep. Which reminds me, I haven't applied the PTO yet. Speaking of applying PTO, so in case you didn't see the video when I did it, late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, I drove out to Amazon to correct an issue wherein I tried to apply PTO at a date and time. It was correct for the date and time that I wanted to apply to, and didn't realize that they modified the app again to the point where I needed to not put the date and the time that I wanted the PTO, but the previous day's date for the time that I want the PTO. Yeah, it's nonsensical. It's very nonsensical. But it resulted in my stuff being incorrect on my A to Z, and me getting PTO at a time where I was there and working, and not getting the time that I wasn't there, not working, covered. And I went in and had HR fix it. Yeah, I figured they'd do it right. I put entirely too much faith in the HR people at my site. Oh my God, that sun is so blinding. Holy crap. I'm actually hoping I can get an oversized truck or SUV to put itself between me and the sun, because I can barely fucking see the road ahead of me right now. Sorry, I gotta really concentrate on the road ahead of me because my visibility is so bad. Anyway, on the bright side, they did get it moved to the correct day, and yeah, they did get it moved to the correct day, and I did get my hour of UPT back, so that's a good thing. The downside is, and this is what makes zero sense to me, from what I can tell on the way it adjusted my schedule, it's put in for the correct time, which would be 2:01 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. At least looks like that's what they did. However, instead of taking, oh, that's such a bizarre color on that car. Instead of taking 29 minutes of PTO, it's taken like 40 some minutes. I'm not sure. And if I wasn't driving, I could look at my iPhone and see exactly how much. But yeah, it's I'm already pushing the envelope of distracted driving, having doing this vlog while I drive, and then having the other phone in my hand with my traffic view on it. Which, of course, that qualifies as, since I've actually got the thing in my hand, that qualifies as violating the distracted driving law in Arizona. But if I had a screen in my dashboard with the exact same freaking information in it, perfectly legal. That's a law that just blows my mind. In fact, in a lot of jurisdictions, and I'm not sure how the Arizona law addresses a smartphone in a holder like the one I'm using to shoot video. I'm assuming that that's okay because I see it all the time, like every rideshare driver, every food delivery driver. But I've heard that's illegal in some places. That's covered by their, you're using a device. You can't do that while you're driving. But yet almost all modern cars have a touch screen, or you've got to tap and swipe and go through menus just to turn on the goddamn air conditioning in your car. So I find it really stupid that a touchscreen device that I have mounted or in my hand, fucking difference doesn't make, is considered operating a device, but yet a touchscreen that's mounted by the manufacturer of the vehicle is somehow okay. Like, what's the difference? It's the same fucking thing. And then let's not forget the people who are enforcing those laws have all kinds of screens and touch screens and whatnot and radios in their vehicles that they operate while driving. So, yeah, it's the hypocrisy of it all is just overwhelming. So whatever, I do what I do. And if I ever get that ticket, I'll deal with it when I get it. I'm not too worried about it. I've never heard of anybody actually getting a ticket for that. And what resulted in Arizona getting that law was I can't remember if it was a DPS officer or if it was a Salt River reservation officer. But the accident happened on the Loop 101 freeway, just east of Scottsdale, where it's going along the eastern edge of Scottsdale on the Salt River Reservation. And a distracted driver, admitted distracted driver, I was looking at my phone. Jesus Christ, dude, you really gonna admit that? Dumbass. Struck and killed a police officer that was doing a traffic stop. That guy's vehicle sounds like a very painful fart. Struck and killed a officer that was on the side of the road doing a traffic stop there on the 101. Again, I can't remember if it was a DPS officer or if it was a Salt River Reservation officer, both of which have jurisdiction there, both of which patrol that freeway there. Not that makes a difference. It's still distracted driver hit an officer, and there's a dead officer. It doesn't really matter what jurisdiction you work for. Oh, look, there's a smart car. That is one of the least smart looking things on the road. I remember when I first saw a smart car and I thought, that's great. God, those are probably amazingly fuel efficient. That's a great idea. And then I looked at the tag on the side that gives all the fuel economy information and realized that it wasn't as fuel efficient as my CRX. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's something smart about that. That's just dumb. You know, if those things got like 50, 60 to the gallon, it'd be awesome. But they don't really get much better mileage than my Saturn gets. So what's the point of being cramped in something that looks like a fucking bubble? So anyways, I was saying this officer got struck and killed by a distracted driver who was stupid enough to admit that he was a distracted driver. I mean, whatever. The guy was, certainly going to get manslaughter anyway. But I mean, I'm all for taking responsibility, but there's a fine line between taking responsibility and incriminating yourself, and I would say that guy was over it. And I'm sure some people would say I'm a complete monster for holding that opinion, but whatever. I'll own up to being a complete monster. It's not a problem with that. Anyway, it's terrible, it's tragic, it happened, and it brought up the whole conversation of, Arizona needs a distracted driving law. Arizona needs a no talking on no using cell phones while you're driving law. Like a law is going to stop people from doing that. And something that I thought was completely left out of that whole conversation and all the news coverage of it and all the discussion by our state lawmakers about how we needed that law was the fact that he was already in a location where that law was in effect and it didn't stop him from using his cell phone. Salt River Indian Reservation has had a no driving and texting law in effect for a long time. There was a no texting and driving law in effect where he was driving on Salt River Reservation where that accident happened. Phoenix already had a similar city ordinance against it. And neither of those things have stopped people from doing it because the reality is that laws don't really change behavior that much. And the fact that vehicle manufacturers are putting screens that are functionally the same thing into vehicles, it's just moving the distraction from one screen to another. And from a screen that people are generally intimately familiar with, most people are very familiar with the operations of their iPhone or their Android or whatever, to a screen that they're not as familiar with. Which reminds me, I gotta hit the button on my screen and see if I need to get off here at 67th. Oh no, it's sailing all the way to 75th. All right. It's all I needed to see on the iPhone screen. It's shut off and in the passenger seat. Although I'm still in the exit lane for 67th Avenue. Passing that dumb looking Smart on the right. God, those are just the dumbest looking vehicles on the road. I hate on them less than oversized trucks, though. I will say that. There is one thing that a Smart has going for it, and that's that you can stick two of them front to back in a standard parking spot. I've seen it done. Although you can damn near do that with a CRX as well. Two CRXs. Now, will I ever get my two CRXs fixed? That's another question for another time. Because I got to deal with another expensive ass repair on my Saturn. So the issue I'm having with the car regularly stalling out, Rob seems pretty convinced that my fuel pump is going out, and that's what the issue is. I'm not 100% in agreement with that assessment, but he's the one that takes care of the mechanical stuff on this car, not me, and I'm gonna trust him on it. Well, at least let him go forward and replace the fuel pump. As far as I know, this is the original fuel pump on this car. I've had this car for many years. I've never replaced the fuel pump, and my experience with high mileage used cars, the fuel pump usually goes out every so many years, and I feel like I'm on borrowed, regardless, I'm on borrowed time. Even if it isn't the fuel pump, I'm on borrowed time with the fuel pump in this car, so replacing it's probably a good idea. Now, if replacing the fuel pump doesn't resolve the stalling out problem, then I get a big fat I told you so on that one. But cross that bridge when I come to it. I forget how much he said the fuel pump was going to be, but it seems like it was something like $600, $700. I don't know. Really expensive. In fact, it seems like it's more expensive than the fuel pump was for my Benz, and my Benz had a pretty damn expensive fuel pump. God, I remember back when I had my fleet of taxis that were all like full-size Chevys from the late 70s and early 80s. And those fuel pumps, God, it seemed like they were like $40. But I mean, money was, it's hard to compare $1994 with $23. They're really not the same thing. And it's also my understanding that certain, it's not like inflation is an even mathematical. I mean, they like to present it as an even mathematical equation of, oh yeah, what a dollar bought you in X year is equivalent of 40 cents today. It's really not like that. I mean, look at what a laptop computer costs now versus what a laptop computer cost in 1994. And, laptop computer is, less dollars today than it was in 1994. But look at a carton of eggs. That's a whole nother, that's a nice extreme example of the fact that it's not a linear conversion. And anyway, it's my understanding that while not quite on the level of jacked up prices as eggs, it's 633. Debating us whether I want to go get my sip and save drink or not, because I made amazingly good time coming to work. And I don't think I definitely have not got my sip and save drink yet today. Trying to remember if there's a Circle K. Oh, there is. Okay. Just trying to think of where the nearby Circle K's are. I definitely don't want to deal with crossing I-10 right now. And I made it off I-10 and across I-10 like really quickly today, but a lot of times that's just a traffic snarl. And I've done the whole let's go north to get food or drink on 75th Avenue right before work, and I'm over that. 75th Avenue north of I-10 this time of day is just a guaranteed clusterfuck. There is a Circle K at 83rd Buckeye, so I'm gonna head over there. Damn, completely lost my train of thought. Realizing how early I am arriving to work and how much I like a Mountain Dew to start my day. Although I do think I have a Mountain Dew in the fridge, provided nobody stole it and the ABM people didn't throw it away, which is a very possibility. Wouldn't be the first time. And I'll take the blame for being the dumbass that left it there. On that note, I still haven't recovered my Bluetooth speaker, although I did go to security lost and found. They said they never got turned into them. So. Yeah, somebody came up on a Bluetooth speaker. Whatever. I paid $2 for the thing. Easy come, easy go. And I've got that thing back more times from leaving it in that warehouse than I deserve to. So. Man, I forget. I think it's on the southwest corner, so across the intersection on the left. I think that's where Circle K is. Well, I still can't fucking see it. Yeah, there it is. At least the sun's finally down. I can get a little bit better visibility now. Damn, I totally lost my train of thought on what the hell I was talking about before I realized that I had time to go get a drink. I hate it when that happens. That's all right. I'm gonna go inside, get my drink. Whoa, that is not a right turn lane. It's just a bus pull out. Wow, that's a cool looking Frederico's taco shop building. Usually when you see a Frederico's or any variant of Beto's, even though that doesn't have Beto's in the name, it certainly qualifies to me. Anytime you see one of those kind of taco shops, it's usually in a building that you can tell used to be some other kind of fast food, like an old Wendy's or an old Taco Bell or something. Anyway, going inside, getting my drink, and when I get back, I have a chance to look at this video and see what the hell it was I was talking about, because I know I didn't draw a conclusion with that. And welcome back. Got my drink. They not only didn't have the 32-ounce cups that I like to get, that Circle K frequently runs out of, they don't have any 44-ounce cups either. So I ended up getting the smaller one, which actually I'm kind of okay with that. Most of the time when I get a drink right before work, I've got that size before and not even finished it before it got flat and funky. Stop beeping, car. God damn it. Oh, no way. I had another bulb burnout inside my dashboard. So now only the right side of my speedometer's lit up. That's fabulous. It is so. I've looked up what's involved in getting inside there to swap out them light bulbs, and it's a very, very difficult repair. You'd think swapping out a light bulb would be something simple. No, not at all. Not on this stupid thing. I mean, for the longest time, I've had no light bulb underneath my gas gauge, and I've wanted to get in there and fix that, but again, it's such a huge ordeal to get that apart and swap out the bulbs. Nice headlights, fool. But wow. That's awful. I can only clearly see the numbers if I get above 60 miles per hour. Now the little dial part is lit up. I see the red line just fine, but I can't see what it's pointing at. That's how my gas gauge is too. I can see the little red line, but I can't see what it's pointing at. In fact, at night when I'm driving, I don't know how much gas it is. I'm actually going to turn on my smartphone and turn on this little flashlight and shine it in there to see. It's like, hey, am I out of gas? Oh no, I'm good. Oh shit, it's below empty. I better get gas now. Add that to the list of shit I got to deal with that I'm probably not going to get around to dealing with. So before I got sidetracked, looking at the time and going, ooh, I have enough time to get a sip and save drink. I should go do that. I was talking about how inflation is really uneven on things, between the mid-90s and now, as we approach the mid-2020s. Is that what we call this decade, the 2020s? I mean, we could just call it the gay 20s again. With gay having a completely different meaning now than it did a century ago. God, I feel so bad for everybody I see walking in this direction from the bus stop. There's a lot less speed bumps on this stretch of road than there used to. I remember when I first got this job here, it was like a speed bump every few feet on this stupid road. Because even though this is, it looks like a city street, it's this stretch of Roosevelt to the cul-de-sac here is definitely a private drive owned by the industrial complex that owns this building. I don't think Amazon owns this building. I'm reasonably sure they lease it. Because this complex has a name. I forget what it is, but there's a sign on this on the south side of it over there facing Buckeye Road that's showing that they're planning on building another similar building or similar buildings near well, over there where the cornfields are on the south side of the building here. And it mentions the name, whatever this industrial complex is. But you don't really see the name posted much. All you see on this building is just Amazon fulfillment. And we're not even fulfillment here. We're a crossbound dock. But so anyway, I was talking about inflation. I don't have much more time to talk because it's 6:53. I got to get my ass in the building, and I got to find a parking spot. I should have took that first one on the row on the left when I turned into this thing, and now I'm stuck behind the whole traffic and the drop-off area. For all these people whose mommy and daddy bring them to work. That's really a thing here. Oh, no, I'm stuck behind the super slow walkers. Come on. Those are all new people. I don't recognize any of those people. We got a lot of fresh meat coming in the building right now. I was going to talk more about what's going on with my car. It's the only conclusion I was trying to get to that I didn't get to. Wow, look how bad that white car's hanging out into the parking lot. That's ridiculous. Wow, and I don't even think that's on them. I got a feeling that they just parked there like that because the vehicle on the other side didn't get fully in their spot. Yeah, fuel pump, super fucking expensive, but auto parts is definitely one of those things that has gone way up. Anyway, Rob succeeded in getting my vehicle through emissions today. I don't want to talk too much about that, but I just would like y'all to see my dashboard. See how I've lost the lighting on the left hand of my speedometer, and notice that when I started up, there is a certain light that is staying on that doesn't really jive with this piece of paper that I got here. So I got a feeling somebody was bribed, but I'm not asking a whole bunch of questions.